Okay, this hangout is on air live. My God. Wow. Several things have happened today. I'm not really sure where to start. I do a blog, and actually, my blog is my main thing. It's been my main thing for a long time. I don't know, there must be 250,000 page views of my blog by now in over quite a period of time and on several venues. Anyway, I told my advisors yesterday that there were 63 viewers, page views, of my blog coming from Russia. That was a kind of a high number. I don't usually have Russian viewers, but I'm rambling around here to say that of those 63 Russians who looked at my blog yesterday, 46 of them have returned. I think I'm very pleased about that. I can't imagine what people think. I cannot imagine. I've been saying lately, as I kind of blew up about this a while back, that the truth is not decided by a democracy. It's not a popularity contest. Sure as hell isn't a beauty contest. And I'm not in a contest. I'm not competing. I do follow the stats. I have various reasons for following the stats. But for me, it's not a popularity contest. I don't care about that. It's not one of my motives. Okay, I guess I need to go and look at what I put up there today on my blog, because at this moment I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember a thing of it. Not unusual, actually. But I guess I should say that in addition to quite a few page viewers in the United States, there are a lot of people from UK who read my blog. A lesser number in Canada, a couple people in Germany, some people in France. Today, somebody from Israel checked in. New Zealand, Australia. And I know who a few of these people are, and they're very dear to me and very important. And I actually feel like those are the people that I'm speaking to. Okay, so now I have changed screens and I'm looking at the stuff I put up on my blog today. And I will go through a little bit of it. started out this morning. You know, it's Republican National Convention is taking place in Cleveland. I'm sure everybody on the damn planet knows this by now. I'm sure everybody on the damn planet is fed up with hearing about it. I'm sure everybody is exhausted from watching live streams. But nonetheless, that's what we have to look at. One of the first things I put up this morning was a news broadcast that I recommended that everyone should listen to. And I will reiterate that statement. I do believe everybody within the sound of my voice should take the time to listen to this entire news broadcast that was brought forward by True News. This is a Christian-oriented ministry site, a guy named Rick Wiles. There's a little bit of Bible banging in it, not a whole lot. But this is the best overall perspective of what in the hell is going on the planet today that I believe I have ever been privileged to hear. You need to listen to it. You need to listen to all of it. Fuse of a revolution. It is intel. It covers all the main issues of the day. And if you have not taken the time to listen to it, I think you should if you want to know what is going on. The next item up was a little bit about the bikers. Jenny wanted to see the bikers come to town in Cleveland. So far, I have not seen good video, and I guess that isn't important. I did discover that, well, as with everything else, there is an argument going on, deception going on online about which is the real true group of Facebook bikers. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't really care. What matters is that the bikers have showed up. I know that they have. Bikers are like that. Bikers are like that. There's a lot of people like that. And then at 7:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, it became official. Donald J. Trump is Republican nominee for President of the United States. Also a flap going on about claimed plagiarism. Donald Trump's wife has allegedly plagiarized Michelle Obama's acceptance speech. I don't know whether that's true or not. I do know that at least Donald Trump's wife is a natural-born human female woman. And I think that that is significant and important. She is also very lovely. She's foreign-born. I can't remember the details about her. But what's not to like? Anything is better than Michelle Obama. Moving forward. Oath Keepers, you reminded me by email that my subscription, that isn't the word, my membership has expired. But they continued to send me some emails that go out to the membership, and one that I thought was especially important had to do with battle tracking the RNC with Operation North Coast. I'm not too clear what Operation North Coast actually is. I think it's some kind of a, well, I don't know for sure. There is a link to Operation North Coast, which is, among other things, a website. Sam Culper with Stuart Broads. Check it out and follow along here. Here is Sam Culper's report so far for today. Significant reporting from Tuesday, 19 July. It starts out at 10 o'clock in the morning. The Revolutionary Communist Party holds protest on East 4th Street. I think I saw part of that on a live stream. At 13:20, this is military 24-hour time, so that's 20 minutes after 1. Reporting of shots fired at police van are false. 13:29. 2 males in Muslim garb carrying AR-15s headed westbound on Superior at 3rd Avenue. Continuing reports as of 13:45. 13:50. Police conversation about not allowing open carriers to cover their faces. Open carry is fine, but covering their faces while doing so is a safety issue. One officer inquired about what they can allow constitutionally. At 14:08, it's reported that 2 males in Muslim garb carrying AR-15s have arrived at Public Square. Males have inflammatory verbiage on their clothing. Again, this was live streamed in a scramble by Dabu, among other sources for that. Read the rest here, and hats go off to Sam for doing this. Okay, so Sam is making a written record of what happened and when. Add it to the comments below. I have not checked this site again later on this evening, but the last time I looked at it, at 14:25, 2 males in full riot gear open carrying AR-15s associated with a black van illegally parked. 14:26, radiation detectors going off on a bus at 13th and Lakeside. 14:38, Cleveland Police, FBI, and Secret Service are en route to investigate incident at 14:26. 14:45, police clearing area around 14:26 marker. 1600 hours. That's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. Reports of Black Lives Matter and Revolutionary Communist Party to hold a joint protest at the public square at 1600 something. Can't make out what that's supposed to be. 1604, reports of group of KKK protesters. Police requesting support to manage the situation. 1606, pointing out protesters with water guns at the public square. 1608, looking for a male with red hair at the public square who made threats toward police officers. 1609, calling for arrest teams at the public square to break up a fight between Alex Jones / of InfoWars and millennial socialist protesters. This all was live streamed. 1619, medics on west side of public square are putting on goggles. Unclear if in preparation for urine bombs, which have been mentioned in the past 10 minutes, or gas, or other reasons. In other words, all kinds of Americans are making all kinds of records documenting what is going on. Citizen journalists, civilian journalists are just not willing to leave all this up to the mainstream media anymore. And this is probably one of the best things that has developed in the last several years, is the citizen journalists and all kinds of other people, including me. You know, that's what we're doing. We're documenting what is really going on from the chairs we're sitting in. Okay, another thing that I did today, which I don't know if I am pleased with or not, but I have refused to do Facebook. Various people have urged me to do Facebook, and I just don't want to go there. I have never wanted to go there. I have not gone there. I am never going to go there. But I decided I would give it a shot at a new social network media that is said to be, it comes out of Iceland and it is said to be more secure. I don't know if security is really a factor or, anyway. Seen.life. So I signed up for that. And I have really mixed feelings about it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang with this or not. It seems very cumbersome, so far I don't like it. We will see. I will give it another 24 hours or so and see what comes of it. But one of the interesting things that did happen in all this clutter, and I'm telling you, I just think this whole social media, Facebooky thing is massive clutter. In all this clutter, click, and I ended up in direct contact with Dave Hodges. I wasn't looking for Dave Hodges, and he surely wasn't looking for me, but there that happened. And I always feel like my adventures online are somewhat guided beyond my knowledge. A couple of things that I'm going to digress on, and this is for benefit of people who have been following my blog and have worked in the same research forum as myself. Oh yes, and I need to explain. I put flat earth in the title of this video, and I did that for a reason. I'm going to just say a few words about that. In all the massive events that are currently taking place, why would anyone's attention want to get siphoned off into something that sounds so irrelevant as whether or not the earth is flat? And many of my newer viewers, audience, would just think that's the stupidest, most ridiculous idea ever. But there is an online movement that is very important, and that is the investigation having to do with this question of what shape is the earth really? And how can it be known, and how can it be proven? It is relevant. The question is relevant because I will use the last 10 years as just an example. We have all experienced something. Maybe it was a JFK assassination. Maybe it was 9/11. Whatever it was, we have all by this time experienced something that has let us know that we have been deceived, lied to, had a huge amount of false information programmed into our education and through our televisions and through various, all kinds of ways and means. And as you try to process these various levels of lies, misinformation, disinformation, things that you now realize couldn't possibly be true, the whole area of science and history also comes under question and scrutiny. And that is the main significance of the flat earth debate, because this goes back to the absolutely essential beginning of what we would have to think of as science. And you know, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in the United States during my lifetime, all you had to do was say, scientists say thus and so. That was the voice of authority. Science was the voice of authority. And you believed whatever that voice of authority said. There was a guy, an astronomer. He was very famous. He was well liked. We all watched him on PBS channels, Carl Sagan, who went on and on and on about astronomy, using huge numbers, billions of years. Oh, I can hear his voice. Billions of years. Everything was billions and trillions and godzillions and, you know, the Jurassic period and, oh my. I personally, anything, including the alleged population of China, which is recited in these billions, I disregard. I think those numbers are all totally bullshit and made up. And anyone employing that old tactic of carbon dating and, oh, I'm getting off the track. But anyway, I myself am not a flat earth researcher because obviously I don't have the skill set for that. I am not a scientist. Mathematics of any kind is way over my head. Um, but I do heartily support that avenue of research. Okay, moving on from that inane little rant. Uh, where am I going next here with this? To speak briefly, I will put a piece up on the blog first, and then later on I will talk about this particular thing. It's too complicated to just jump into it. I'm Dave Hodges has put up a piece that I think is relevant and important. I'm going to skip the first part of it, which has to do with financial matters. And I will just begin talking about it here in the middle. So Dave Hodges says, both in my lifetime and especially the 10 years that I have been on radio and the 12 years I have been writing, I have never seen America in such a desperate condition. When I choose to write an article, I have asked what the Lord would have me do. My responsibility has greatly increased because this month, the readership on my website is up 35 to 40%. We are experiencing a phenomenal growth among first-time visitors to the Common Sense Show. This means that hundreds of thousands of people are new to our movement. Hundreds of thousands of people are new to our movement. Thanks to Donald Trump and the continuing efforts of defying people into internet media, millions of previously brainwashed Americans who only a year ago would have called people like me the neuro-linguistic term fearmonger are waking up. However, millions of Americans do not have the professional or contextual background to fully understand the dangers that they face because America is beginning to say enough is enough. However, there is extreme danger ahead. In the worst case scenario, we will die the planned eugenics death planned for by the globalists, as they have called for the destruction of 90% of humanity. He gives as an example the Ted Turner 1997 interview. Subsequently, with the new influx of readers and curiosity seekers, I feel that the Lord is calling me, at least for some of my articles, to go back and start at the beginning and explain the dangers of the fight to our new comrades in arms and clearly lay out what we are up against. And I agree with that, and I feel the same need that I somehow need to regroup and go back as well. So then he talks about how Detroit is America's first third world city. Goes on with the plundering of America, and I'm going to skip part of that. related to free trade agreements. The destruction of America is deliberate because there can be no new world order unless America, her constitution, her base of wealth, and her civil liberties are destroyed. The resources must be gone as well, because if America retained some of its wealth, it would find a way to rebuild. The other major threat among the many has to do with illegal immigration. America is the product of immigrants. However, Americans at Ellis Island processed in an orderly fashion 13 million immigrants without the use of computers. Today, we have jihadis coming into the country alongside of people from Central America. Most of the Central Americans are looking for a better life. The jihadis are looking to end lives, American lives. Every president and Congress since the days of JFK have put this country at risk by failing to properly deal with the immigration threat. Even the corrupt FBI director, Mr. Comey, has said that there are 10,000 active. Comey has said that there are 1,000 active ISIS investigations in the United States. And still our leaders want more Muslims from regions of terror to be admitted to the country while we continue to not screen them. These new immigrants are receiving benefits that they do not deserve, namely welfare, Social Security, and free medical. And according to the FBI formula, a minimum of 10% are radicalized and willing to commit acts of terrorism against America and her citizens. Illegal immigration cuts away at the wage structure of the working class and is even reaching into the middle class. We spend billions of dollars each year to take care of these people. Nobody took care of my father's immigrant family. These illegal immigrants are given free health care while American citizens are laboring under the growing holocaust that is Obamacare. Donald Trump is promising to stop these transgressions, national security threats, and destruction of our American lives. And finally, our culture is under attack. The guardians of our society, the police, are targets of globalist created organizations. Example, George Soros, Black Lives Matter. Don't let the title fool you. BLM is not about helping Black people. In my former role as a college basketball coach, I helped more young Black males advance their lives than Black Lives Matter. Unlike George Soros, that only wants to exploit this group for the gain and profit of the New World Order, I loved, cared about, and helped the quality of young Black men that I had the pleasure of working with. So did I. I raised some of them. It breaks my heart to see so many being taught that hate and violence is the answer. 5 years ago, did you ever think you would live in an America in which many of the residents thought that assassinating police officers was a good idea? 20 years ago, did you believe that the president of this nation would bail out Goldman Sachs while they let Detroit die? It is ironic that we now have a president who thinks that the random and statistically rare cases of police brutality outweighs the theft of an entire generation of young Black males with regard to their futures. What has Obama done about Black poverty in our inner cities? It is ironic that the greatest offender an obstacle to a life of opportunity for young black males is black himself. Obama has not only committed treason against his country, he has betrayed the welfare of his own race. Okay, so the hope of Donald Trump. Donald Trump offers hope to a nation that is slipping under the surface of the water for the third time. Now remember, Dave Hodges is speaking to people, many people who have never heard any of this before. He wants to tax corporate profits 35% when they are shipped back into the country after the exodus from the country in the name of cheap labor. Under his plan, jobs will return to America. This will indeed help our economically deprived underclass of youth from minority cultures. Donald Trump, a racist? Trump's intention to get rid of free trade agreements makes him the savior of every poor black and Latino child in America. Trump has a plan to stem the tide of illegal immigration. He will make immigration orderly and begin to rid America of the national security threats posed by unchecked and unscreened Middle Eastern immigration that has led to 1,000 open cases of ISIS investigations within this country. The globalists will not bend to the will of the people. You need to understand that the globalists are not going to give up their ill-gotten gains without a civil war, which is what we are seeing the beginning of now, or without a major war. They will not hesitate to kill billions to get their way. All across the planet, people are frightened. Many in the know understand that we are living through humanity's last chance to survive. Today, I am being interviewed for the second time in 3 days by foreign media. Today's interview is originating out of Serbia. These journalists found me on my website. They are concerned. Europe's future is America's future. And what we are witnessing with the Trump campaign is becoming a global phenomenon. If this were a baseball game, we would say that this is Game 7 and the home team is losing. In this age of pending economic collapse, and in the early stages of a race war, and with the unknown future false flag events that are planned, Americans are in a very precarious situation. I want to save lives. I want to save souls in the name of Jesus. I don't know if God will use Trump to push back the coming of the Antichrist. However, I know that without Trump, the tribulation cannot be far away. Therefore, I have to support Trump. If you are beginning to see how the lives of your family are at risk, you need to make it your mission to support the Trump campaign. You need to become a missionary of truth. You need to be willing to endure terrible insults. You will encounter these asleep and programmed sheep. You need to keep spreading the truth. The next 11 weeks will determine for millions of you whether or not you will spend your last days in a FEMA camp. Many of you who are reading these words cannot comprehend what I just wrote. However, through the course of this week, I am going to spell out the dangers of inaction by showing you the documented proof of what the globalists who have hijacked our government have planned for you. All right. You need to become a missionary of truth. I don't know if, oh, damn it. I don't know if that rings a bell with you or not, but it does to me. We're in the time frame where we all have to become missionaries of truth. I'm not personally on a bandwagon campaigning politically for Trump, but I am seconding what Dave Hodges is saying here. All right. And I think I'm going to have to go. Once again, I probably both said too much and not said enough. I always have that feeling. I will preview this myself before I put it up, so I might not even put this one out there. It's hotter than hell in here right now. The air conditioner is running, but it's not really doing all that much. Just a window air conditioner. Which, you know, I'm not really complaining. It's not that hot. Most of the time, it doesn't last long. All right. Oh, God. Okay, that's the best I can do for now. Talk to you later. Stop broadcast.